Greetings, everybody. It is episode 1 of the Pokemon Pod with pokEZhack, and we're going to jump straight into this. And the reason for me creating this podcast, it's because when I'm working and driving from job to job and I have a long day ahead of me, I want to listen to people talk about Pokemon, and there's not too many people doing it out there. So this is going to be a safe space for the community so we can all have discourse with one another about our frustrations, excitement, happiness, sadness of what is going on in the Pokemon world. I'll have topics each week, but also let me know in the comments what hard-hitting topics you want me to chat about, and we can have a good discussion amongst one another. Before we get started, let's cheers. This is going to be a iced vanilla latte. Let me know in the comments what you're drinking. Also subscribe, follow pokEZhack all over the place for all that content, short form, long form, whatever it may be. And get a vigorous swig out of that coffee. The first topic that I want to address today is the fact that, in my personal opinion, I am not paying more than MSRP or retail price for any new Pokemon product. In my opinion, it's just ridiculous. The latest set that has come out is Prismatic Evolutions. It's going wild. The market price for stuff is double, triple what it actually is. And I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to have FOMO, or if you don't know what that acronym means, fear of missing out over a set when I can't get my hands on it and it's being jacked up to a ridiculous price. It's something that's frustrating me most in the scene right now. I've been patient enough and been able to get some stuff. You can see here over my shoulder, I have 2 Prismatic ETBs over there. I got those at retail price. I paid $50 for each of those. I couldn't lock down a Pokemon Center one on a pre-order, but I waited and found those at retail price. I got them at Target where they're stocking things. I know it's frustrating this day and age, and it's crazy because there's scalpers sitting and loitering at places for those at Target or vending machines, which is another topic that I'm going to get into today, taking everything and reselling it when there aren't limits that are being set. And it's just getting crazy in the world of Pokemon, of being able to find product. I'm going to switch over here to show this to you. This Prismatic Evolution 2-pack blister is going for $25.59 on TCG Player, reselling it at market price. I just happened to get lucky and waltz into Target yesterday at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and one of the workers from Target, not a off-site restocker, but I think it was the store manager of Target, was over in the Pokemon card section chatting with another gentleman, a collector, and he was putting out just Scarlet and Violet base stuff. He said, yeah, we have, I think some of the new Prismatic stuff has come in, but we just keep everything on the counter. We tell people to ask for it, and we just sell 1 SKU per customer. That's a great way to do it. I walked straight back to the counter. I asked the customer service folks, I said, hey, the gentleman over there was just saying that you guys may have some Prismatic Evolution stuff that you're holding for Pokemon. I was wondering if I could get my hands on it. They came straight out of the back and they said, yep, just one of these. This is all we have right now. I spent $10 for this Prismatic Evolution Pokemon Day 2-pack blister. People are selling it for $25.59 right now on eBay, TCG Player, or even more. If you look at this graph, when it came out on January 11th, $35. If that's when it came out, or if that was a pre-sale, whatever it may be. That is 3 times the price of what it actually is. I am not paying more than MSRP for the new sets. Okay, here's the thing. When stuff is out there from the Sword and Shield era, Evolving Skies, and stuff is not being printed or sold anymore, and we just have it in our local card shops, or we have it elsewhere, like listed online, eBay, TCG Player, that is when I'm okay if you have the funds and you really want something, paying market price for it. Me paying anything over MSRP or retail for a brand new set that comes out is ridiculous. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same way about it, but it just has my head spinning. And when Journey Together comes out, and when we get Team Rocket later this year, it's going to be the same thing, where it's going to be really hard to find stuff at retail price, and people are going to get desperate, go on to TCG Player, and buy stuff that's going to be a $300, $500 booster box from people who are reselling it after getting it. I'm not doing it. I will go to Target on my lunch break or take a peek at it whenever I can every day. If the shelves are empty, guess what? I'm not freaking out. I'm not buying something at market price. I'm going to wait until I get lucky enough to come upon a restock at Target or my local game shop that is good with their prices, and then I'm going to purchase it at retail that day. I'm not spending over $50 for a new ETB. I'm not going to spend $140 on a prismatic ETB right now when they're still being printed, circulated, and stocked at Targets. I will wait until I find one at Target, which I know to a lot of you is something that's absolutely foreign because you haven't been able to find any of them. And I know it's very hard because if you're working a 9 to 5 and you go to Target at 6 p.m., there's no way anything's going to be there. It stinks. There's a problem that needs to be fixed. I'm not going deep enough into that topic today. We're not going to talk about everything that needs to be done with Pokemon Center just printing stuff into the ground, scalpers stopping, because everyone can blame everybody else in this community. I'm just saying that I'm going to just hold off on stuff, not going to have FOMO. If I see something at retail, that's when I'm going to jump on it and grab it. I'm not paying over retail for prismatic stuff right now. It's ridiculous. It's the newest set. It came out in the beginning of January. It's been 2 or 3 months. They're still printing things. I'm not paying crazy amounts of money for that double, triple, whatever it is on a product. I am not doing it. That kind of segues me into my next topic because the latest GameStop drop that they had for 151 booster bundles, I was a part of that. I was able to get to GameStop at like 9:30 in the morning. I waited in line. They had like 36 of them. They were giving 2 per people. I was able to get my hands on 2. It was great. The not so great thing about it is that GameStop is starting to feel like they're becoming a local game store, trending closer towards not MSRP or retail prices. And that's where you can look at me right here and say, from what I just talked about in the first topic, that's a little hypocritical. You're talking about that. That's a little bit crazy. Within a certain extent, okay, I can be willing to spend a little bit more than retail on stuff because the next problem here, topic number 2 that you see on the screen is GameStop was charging more than what retail price is for those booster bundles. Booster bundles out of the vending machines, if you can find them, or what they were at retail, $26.99, and then I think there was tax on them. It's like $30 for a booster bundle, which comes with the 6 booster packs in it. GameStop was charging like $37 or $40, so they were priced up $7 or $8. I don't know how to feel about it. It's a supply and demand type thing. I know that GameStop has started collaborating with PSA and doing stuff where you can grade your cards through them for a cheaper price, but raising the prices on these products when they're getting them is making it feel like they are more of a local game shop who completely understand they have to kind of price things up a little bit, nothing extremely crazy, but they got to keep the doors open, right? It's a dying breed, the local game store. We have to support them because we're all in this hobby together. We all have this passion that we're sharing in Pokemon collecting or investing together, and the little man needs some help. GameStop is not a little man. They're a big corporation. I don't think they need to be jacking up booster bundles to make profit by $10. They have a great way of doing it. Don't get me wrong. The way that they give product and the way that they're setting limits on it, that's perfect. They have 40 of them, 2 booster bundles per person, even if they made it 1 booster bundle per person so enough people can get their hands on it who had the time and willingness to wait in line. That's great. I love that part of what GameStop is doing so the first guy who gets in line can't just buy all 40 booster bundles. But the price is $26.99. I don't know how it all works and what they're getting from Pokemon Center themselves or from the distributor that they're using. But I mean, if they're getting it as a retail shop, they should be selling it at retail. $26.99 plus tax for that booster bundle should not be $40. If that's the case where Target and GameStop and retailers are not going to have anything at retail price anymore, and they're going to start jacking stuff up and see how much they can play with it to be under market price but over retail, then we have a serious problem in the hobby. That is going to hurt if that ends up being the case in the long haul. But the way that they're doing it, the way that Target, the way that GameStop are starting to sell things where we're keeping it behind counters, we have a limit on products for people, I think that's a really good way of doing things, and we're trending in the right direction. I know I've kind of hit on these first 2 topics up to this point of new sets being over retail, I'm not really paying for it, and retailers kind of price gouging to see what they can do. We're going to revert and talk about those things a little bit. I know I folded in some stuff about them doing things the right way. It's good to have this happen. But the other spot with all of us having trouble in finding product nowadays, that's the biggest problem and the biggest gripe between all of us collectors is I cannot find anything. I want to open packs. I want to have stuff to do with my kids, my wife, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, whatever it may be, and you can't find anything. Another place to look where it was kind of a hidden gem for a few months back in November, December, until it just exploded on TikTok and social media, were the Pokemon Center vending machines that you could find in Fry's and Kroger, sometimes at your local mall. There has been a huge problem in the Pokemon community with those vending machines. So it started off with you could get stuff out of it. Super cool. They would load them with like 25 booster packs, 10 ETBs, and a bunch of loose packs in a variety of different sets, mostly from the Scarlet and Violet era, some of them from the Sword and Shield era. It started being, yeah, you could go and you could find a Pokemon vending machine. You could get something back in November and December of 2024 from what I noticed. A lot of my product I have over here, I got from those vending machines in 2024 toward the later part of the year. Good luck now. There are videos all over the internet, just like at Costco and at these vending machines, of scalpers and people just fighting, being first in line, elbowing, and then buying out the entire machine with no limits on it. Buying all 26 of the 151 booster bundles. Buying all 9 of the Prismatic Evolutions ETBs. It's a problem. Pokemon Center is trying to do something to help it and to combat it. We have seen messages pop up on these vending machines as of late that say either one, the machines are disabled altogether and it says under maintenance, and a reason of this and some messaging we've seen is that the Pokemon Center is trying to stop loitering and limit the product where they're releasing it periodically. It hasn't happened yet, so I have no idea what it's going to look like, but we're trending in the right direction. The bad side of my head, kind of the angel devil on my shoulders, how are we going to enforce that? What are we going to do? Are they not going to load the machines fully and then just good luck and then they'll circle back a little bit later and then reload the machine more a couple hours later? It's not going to stop these people who are scalping and just standing at grocery stores all day. That's not going to slow them down. So then what's the next thing? Are you going to make people put in an email and that email gets 2 items per day that you can purchase from a vending machine? Well, guess what? People are going to make 25 emails so they can just stand there and keep inputting a different email or have their wife or someone with them to keep doing that and find a way to go around the system in place. So that doesn't work with an email. That doesn't work with just periodically loading machines in the same day. So then what do? Are you going to track people's credit cards and limit the amount that a person can purchase on that certain card number? Then people are just going to use multiple credit cards or debit cards or something like that. What are we going to do? We're going to take Face ID? We're going to fingerprint people? I just don't know how we are going to limit product coming out of these vending machines. It's something that needs to be done so everybody can have the chance to get product, because this has become a lot of an adult hobby. I am one of those adults. I enjoy having the nostalgic feeling, going back to my childhood and reminiscing on ripping Pokemon packs. I have adult money to do it now, so I'm able to enjoy this hobby. It's still made for kids. There's kids out there who want to play the TCG or love the artwork and want to collect cards, and a lot of them have it to share a hobby with their parent, or they just love it on their own. How are they going to get products when they're going to school from 7 to 3 and mom and dad works during that time? Who's going to be going to the store to get products at a reasonable price? Nobody. There needs to be a way for us to limit these things. The vending machine, I just went over all of it. I have no idea how they're actually going to limit things and stop this from happening and be able to make it available to everybody. And on top of that, Target and GameStop are on the right track with the way they're limiting things, but then it makes it hard because it's almost like a midnight release where you have to get there and stand in line in order to get product, whether it be new product releasing or just them getting a restock. You have to wait and be there at the time of opening. It's not the way it used to be. It's not the way it was. It used to be a lot easier, but it's just the current spot we're in the Pokemon collecting hobby, and we kind of got to roll with the punches and find a way to deal with it. I've suggested, and Target has really taken this by storm because everyone knows the card section at Target, how you can walk in there, there's stuff on the wall. I suggested they get the little rope, like, you know, when you walk through the rope in line at the movie theater or amusement park or whatever. I suggested you just have an employee who that's their job, to man the card section all day, open the rope one person at a time. You get to pick out, you know, a total of 10 packs because you can't just limit 2 items to people, because if you're just taking 2 booster packs, you're getting 2 booster packs, where someone else who's taking 2 ETBs is getting 18 booster packs. So there needs to be like a certain pack limit or different way to allow and force limitations on products for people. But Target has started implementing that by keeping stuff behind the counter at customer service. You have to go ask them for it. That's a good start, in my opinion, and we're trending in the right direction. I know a lot of this has been negative for today, and we're about 15 minutes or so into the podcast. I don't know how long each of these episodes are going to be. They're going to vary. Some days they might be an hour. Some days they might be 5 minutes. It's just whatever's on my mind, whatever I want to talk about. Those are the topics we're going to hit, and you guys are a large part of it. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you comment down below any of the topics that you want me to hit, questions you have, and I will address them. This is going to be a regular thing. We are going to be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. I'm going to post clips on my TikTok, my Instagram Reels at pokEZhack. You can find it everywhere, and I want this to be a community thing. Chat in the comments. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm right, where you agree or disagree with me. This is supposed to be a discourse, and I'm going to have a Discord. I'll make sure to have a Discord, a link to that, so we can all talk about things and share the positive side of the community too, like those awesome polls that we have. Getting into awesome polls, you see the last topic on the list for today. It's quality control. Let me take another sip of this coffee and we'll get into it. Quality control in the Scarlet and Violet era has absolutely crushed me and hurt my heart, and I'm going to show you why right now. When we look at these cards that I have out on my table, these are 3 cards, one from a different era, the others from this Scarlet and Violet era. You have my base set Charizard Holo here, my OG Charizard that is years and years and years old, okay? You look at this guy right here. Along the top, there's some whitening that you can see along the top of the card there, but it's nothing really crazy, and I played with this card as a kid. I beat this card to the ground, bringing it to school, showing my friends, playing the TCG with my brother. This card was beaten up. Quality control on brand new products is killing me. I pulled this Latias out of Surging Sparks, the second best card in the set behind the Pikachu. Alex Ketchum would love to see anything Latias, by the way. We love you, Alex. This card, pack fresh, brand new, out of a sleeved booster pack, not a regular booster pack, a sleeved, so protected Surging Sparks booster pack is where this Latias came from. When you look far enough away at this card, it looks beautiful. Centering looks real nice. It has that shine. It looks awesome. Pack fresh, in my opinion, should mean it gets a PSA 10. If I pull this thing straight out of the pack, it should be beautiful. Look at this thing up close on the top of the card. I pulled this out of the pack, put it straight in a sleeve. There's like a dent along the across the top of this right there and on the other side here. I have no idea how deep PSA goes into looking at these cards, but you can see from the perspective, there's literally like a split dent at the top of that card where you may see whitening. Pack fresh. I washed my hands before I opened the pack. I opened it so safely, carefully, and slowly, and there's something wrong with the card. Me opening a pack fresh card, in my opinion, this thing should be in the best condition ever, as far as that is concerned. I get it if they have a problem at the printing center where they cut the slab of cards incorrectly and the centering is off. That's one thing, but something like that where it looks like there's a dent in the card, pack fresh? Quality control is terrible on that. We need to do better. That is abysmal. You look at another thing. I pulled this Bulbasaur out of 151, another pack fresh card. Look at the back of this guy. You can see whitening all along this top right corner. Centering is good, it's decent, but up there and down at the bottom, we have some whitening. So the Latias gets beat up and has a dent at the top of it. And then we have whitening plaguing this entire card, just keeping me from getting a PSA 10. Both of these pack fresh, immediately sleeved, and there's something wrong with them. Do we have a problem here? I'm not one to say that every single card ripped out of the pack should be a PSA 10, because then that oversaturates the population of PSA 10s. It makes things less valuable to collectors, and that becomes another problem. But for me to have a dent on a pack fresh Latias, that's the second best and most valuable card in Surging Sparks, that deflated me. I opened it, I was so hyped, and then that happens? Is it quality control from Pokemon Center? Is it something that happened in shipping where UPS or whoever is dropping stuff at GameStop is just throwing the boxes with the packs in them all over the place and that's causing a problem? I have no idea, but that's something that it just hurts my heart. I haven't graded anything yet myself, but I don't feel like that's worth me paying to send into PSA. Because I know it's not all about the value. It's about the artwork, collecting, getting a sweet card, but we like the value as collectors. We like attaching to ourselves to, that's the most rare, expensive card in the set, and I pulled it, I have it as a PSA 10. That card's not even worth me waiting 2 months and spending 20, 30 bucks to send into PSA if I don't think it's going to get a 10. I've never sent anything into PSA, so I don't know how strict they are with things, but just from what I'm seeing on the internet, I feel like those little marks of whitening on the Bulbasaur and that spot and crease or dent at the top of a pack fresh Latias is going to stop me from getting one. These are the topics for today, guys. That's everything I have for episode 1 of the Pokemon Pod with pokEZhack. Make sure that you guys like, subscribe, comment, follow me over on TikTok, X, Instagram, where I post daily content, reels, and everything like that. Let's build an awesome community. Like I said, we're going to have a Discord. Get that rolling. The link will be in the description of this video. Communicate, chat with one another, find a good, cool group to become friends with. That's what this community is all about. It's about the friends we make along the way, the people who we can share the hobby with. Whether we know them or whether we meet them, you can make a new friend. It's a super cool thing about this community. One of my favorite things about the hobby. That's everything I have for you guys today. It has been an awesome episode 1 of the Pokemon Pod with pokEZhack. I appreciate you for tuning in and listening, and we will see you next time. Peace!